Last time, the message was, आप राय करता सोई, होर के करे कीते क्या होई, नानक जिस नाम देवे सो लेवे, नामो मन वसावणिया। आप राय करता सोई, he is the doer of it all. Not only that, he is also the cause. And there is nobody else. Or ke kare? How can anybody else be when there is none? When there is only one, then where is the question of a debate? Why is there an argument when there is only one? The argument has been generated by our lack of understanding, the lack of clarity. The concept of the other is a human creation, not a creator's creation. Why did the human do that? Why did they fall into that trap? Simply because they could not explain in a clear, concise, understandable way why there is a duality in the world. When humanity was asked to explain why there is a health and a sickness at the same time, so a clever mind said, well, since God is all good, so he created the health. He could not have created the sickness. So who created the sickness? Well, the other. And they named the other as devil. So now, anything that is good and positive is attributed to the creator. Anything that is bad and negative is attributed to the devil. And everybody is at peace. Because they can very easily put the responsibility of everything on the devil. Long time ago, that was sufficient. The people ran their lives on the basis of very simple beliefs. Today the mind has grown up, become sophisticated. Some of the logics that human brain can write down now and program a computer to do things is mind-boggling by itself. So today's mind says, now hold it. You just told us that the God is self-created, just self-born, is self-evolved. Okay, so we accepted that. Is the devil also self-evolved? No. Devil is not self-evolved. Self-evolved is only God. Okay, fine. Let's take it to the next step. If only God is self-evolved, that means devil was also created by the God. Oh, no, hold it. He did not create the devil. Oh, where did devil come from? Well, actually, Actually, he created the angels. But one of the angels went bad. Who taught him to go bad? Now we are taught. If we say he self-taught himself, that means something is not within the control of the Creator. We are taught. We cannot solve this dilemma now. If we say, yes, he did create the devil, then the next question. If he created the devil, why I am responsible for doing devilish things? He created the devil. It's his responsibility, not mine. We are caught again. If we stay with the argument that he gave the free will to the angels that they can be good or bad, and one of the angels decided to go bad, okay, but going bad then is part of his will, because he created that possibility. Oh no, he didn't create it. That means he doesn't know anything then. He cannot be all-knowing. Did he not know that one of the angels is going to go bad? Did the angel go bad behind his back and he was not aware of it? Is your God henpecked? Doesn't know anything? What his angels are doing? The one he himself created? We are caught again. We created our own problem because we wanted to simplify this marvelous drama, a complex game of life. And more we tried to simplify, more we kept on getting lost into deeper and deeper and deeper, and eventually we said, at least we should be honest to say we don't know. But that hurts the ego. No priest is willing to say I don't know. He said, a good book says this. Does the good book says about this also or not? No, it doesn't say anything about it. We are caught again. That is, the word of God, your book, that means it's not perfect. It doesn't have all the answers. You just told me that it is a word straight from God. So my faith is shaken. Last week we were given the solution to all of this. And we were told, Ape karaye karta soi. There's only one doer. And that doer is also the cause. There is no devil and there is no angel. The life moves between two dichotomies, plus and minus, day and night, right and wrong, good and bad. That's how the life moves. It is his design. Night is his design and day is his design. What we labeled as good and bad, he didn't label anything good or bad. There is no label in that word. It is just, this is this option, this is this option. Is this option good? Forget the word good. It is just an option. Is this option bad? Forget the word bad. It is just an option. It's just a choice. He did not put any label on it. He doesn't call anything holy. He doesn't call anything sin. You choose the sin part, what you call sin. There are outcomes of it. If you choose the holy part that you call holy, there are outcomes of that. And that is simply it. It's not more complex than that. It is just a drama. It's just a play. Only if we had believed Shakespeare, who said, all the life a stage, all the men and women actors with their proper entrances and exits. Go read that poem. It defines it beautifully. The life is a drama. You want to find something older? Go read Gita, the Hindu scripture. It is all a drama. You want to come to the contemporary? This scripture is only 500 years old and it says, Har karte ek khel rachaya. Khel means a play. Har karte, that doer, the ultimate creator, just created a play. And in that play, no actor has the same part. कोई ना किसी ही जैसा हो पाया. Nobody looks like the other. Nobody behaves like the other. That's the beauty of his drama. Everybody has a role to play. This is where we missed the whole thing. Right now, I am playing the role of a speaker and you are playing the role of a listener. Nothing more, nothing less. Neither you are listening nor I am speaking. We are both playing just a role. Don't attach the I with the role. Because the moment you attach the I, ego comes up, you start believing, oh, I really am a woman. Oh, I really am a man. No, you are playing the role of a woman and I am playing a role of a man. That is all. In reality, we both are the same, but with different roles. There is no other. Hor ke kare ki te kya hoy. Nanak jis naam deve so leve. It is his grace, it is his blessing. If you can perceive and understand and accept this fundamental reality and take it to your heart, then you will no longer be angry as a wife, as a husband, as a son, as a daughter, because we are both playing roles. What is there is to be get angry? You are acting your role, I am acting my role. Simple as that. In essence, we are the same. So how can we fight? How can we argue? If at the core we are all the same, where is the possibilities of having any disagreement? Because have you known any actor on the stage performing? While on the stage, they look like they are really husband and wives and friends and enemies and everything. The moment they get off the stage, they don't remember any of it. But look at the human. They are given a role. A woman is given a role of a mother. Now she is stuck with that title. I am a mother. He is a son. No, you are not a mother. He is the creator. Gave you the role. So play the role. Don't get attached with the role itself. You want to be mother, you produced a child. You raised a child, your job is done. That's it. That was your role. Don't cling on to the role itself. Because the moment you do that, you deny him. Once you deny him, all the problems start. Now instead of getting closer to him, you are going away from him. When you go away from him, then you get attached to the outer world and you start seeking everything from the outer world. You cannot seek him in the outer world. Because in reality, he is sitting right inside you and watching, observing, and having fun with it. We as parents may feel disappointed in our children. He as parent is very happy to see his children play. He is not upset with any single one of us because he gave us the role, we are doing the role. If there is a suffering, it is our lack of understanding because we are confusing the role with the reality. If I believe and know and behave as if I am playing the role of a father, I cannot be unhappy with my son because I am just playing the role. But the moment I say I am the father and he is the son, now I am stuck. Every behavior he does affects me. But if I was playing the role, he is playing his role. He is following his destiny. I won't be upset. So what's required to do that? How do we learn this process? How do we internalize this concept? The next hymn answers that question. इस गुफा में अखुट भंडारा. Gufa literally translated means a cave. But here it is metaphorical. Is gufa, this cave, which cave? This body. The cave is metaphorical for human body. इस गुफा में akhut भंडारा means the entire blessing of that creative energy is inside you, every single one, no exception. Because he is not sitting outside. Because if he is only outside, then how would you call him all pervasive, present everywhere? If he is not inside me, he is out somewhere, then at least he is absent from myself. That means he is not all pervasive. No, he is all pervasive. Because he is inside you, he has also put the capability to manifest himself from within every human body and nowhere else. Animal body cannot manifest it, plant body cannot manifest it, stone cannot manifest it, only human can manifest it. And that's what a Buddha is. That's what, when a Jesus becomes a Christ, he has manifested. That's why it's called Christianing. You may be surprised. Christianing doesn't mean they are making you a Christian. Christianing means they are taking to your original root. The first principle, primal principle. That's why Jesus became a Christ. first principle. The inside now is completely lighted up with his light. But it comes only from inside, and he is inside. Is gufa mein akhut bhandaaraa, unlimited. And in that unlimited capacity, what's happening? Tis vich vasse har alakh apara. Who's inside that? That is unlimited. In the unlimited capacity, the unlimited resides, and you can experience it. Talking about it, discussing about it is not going to help you at all. It is not a subject of the intellect. It has nothing to do with the intellect. As a matter of fact, smarter you get, further away from you get. Your knowledge becomes your bondage. Because the knowledge keep on strengthening your ego. I know it, you don't, I know it. That I keeps on becoming bigger, 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 bigger. That's why, as science and technology and the industrial revolution had not taken place, and the world was surviving strictly on the forming, the minds are very simple. They were easy to convince. They were easier to take hold of a belief system. People will go into meditative states much easier than in today's world. Today there's too much information, too much noise inside. But those who have made it manifest inside, they are telling you, tis vich vasse har alakh apara, आपे गुप्त प्रगट है, आपे गुर शब्दी आप वंझावणया. आपे गुप्त. Gupta literally means to hide. Ape Pargat. Pargat means to show them yourself up. So that's a game. That is the play. A hide and seek. He is not away from you. You can only look for somebody who's lost. And you can only look for something if you had a memory of it. If you sometime had it. Say for example, you have your car keys in your purse. That's where you normally keep it. And you know you had it. Then you get up, open the purse and the keys are not there. Now you will go and look for them. But if you never kept the keys in the purse, would you look for the keys in the purse? You first have to have it to look it there. You first have to have the awareness of the Creator somewhere in your consciousness. Only that's why you are looking for it. That means somewhere along your journey you knew it, that you had it. Otherwise you wouldn't be seeking. At that time he was manifest and you knew it. You are fully aware of his presence. Today he is hiding. Where is he hiding? Right inside you. Don't go look outside it. Don't run into Rome. Pope doesn't have it. You do. Because the power and humility do not coexist. Peopledom is power. 800 million people. Trillions of dollars as a budget. God doesn't exist there. What's he going to do? Then you suddenly find a goat herder and he's sitting blissfully. There's a beautiful story in the life of Muhammad. That a goat herder was bringing all his goats and lambs back to the house. The sun was going down. And the herder looks at the sky and says, "Oh God, how lonely you must be. I at least have my sheep to give me the company. You don't even have the sheep. Why don't you call me there? I'll take care of you." I'll cook for you. And he's going on in that emotional message. Muhammad's follower was watching him and stopped him and said, "You idiot. This is not the way to talk to him. This is not how you pray. This is not how you do your ajan. This is not how you do your namaz. I'm totally illiterate. What do I know? Why don't you teach me?" So he teaches him the proper way of doing the namaz and azan and everything. Story says that night Muhammad got a dream that you are making my followers go against me. There was only one person at least who was talking to me from his heart, and you turned him around too. Story says Muhammad woke up because his disciple had already told him that he taught somebody. So he went to that goat herder and apologized and said, "Continue praying the way you are praying. Your way is better than mine." Speaking from the heart, not from here, not from the brain. Brain is all junk, information collected from all over the place. Speak the language of our heart, the feeling. And because he is right now ape gupat, because he is hiding, he'll show up. You need to call from the heart, not from the brain. Which is what goes on in every church, every mosque, every temple. That's what goes on every Sunday, Friday, Thursday, doesn't matter when you go. All from the brain. And what is the heart saying? "Oh, I did my duty. Every Sunday I go to church. And I pray. And I sing his hymns. His praises." And he is not listening. Why? He's not here. He's here. आपे गुप्त प्रगट है आपे गुर शब्दी आप वंझामने. The word will make him appear if that word comes from the heart. हावारी जीवारी अमृत नाम मन वसामणया. अमृत नाम महारस मीठा गुरमती अमृत प्यामणया रहो. But you cannot speak to him like that. Arrogance does not work with him. Humility does. Ego does not work with him. Contentment does. How are you? How means the self, the ego. Wari means to surrender. Surrender your totality. Ever thought of why we bow when we get to a deity? Why do you think we bend our head? What's the idea of bowing? This represents our ego. So the first thing we do is make a symbol. I surrender my intellect to you. When you want to put something inside you, you first have to empty whatever is in there, right? You take a glass, you turn it upside down, it empties, now you can put something else, right? That's what bowing the head is doing. I'm emptying myself in your feet. That's all I can offer, my arrogance. Everything belongs to you, except my arrogance, because that I created here. I learned it here. That's only mine. The money comes from you, the wealth comes from you, family comes from you, house and properties, a business, everything comes from you, except my ego. That I create myself. So I come to you and I surrender my ego. Now I'm empty. Okay, so what do you want? I want your grace. My glass is empty now. Put your grace in it. Put your word in it. Put that message in it. But guess what? We get up, we leave our dollar over there and bring our brain back. Since we bring our brain back as it is, nothing enters. Whether you are at a church or a mosque or a temple, how does it matter? You never emptied yourself in the first place. Your knowledge, your arrogance, your ego remains with you all the time. The humility doesn't touch you. So where can he get it? There's a beautiful story by a Sufi saint that he's walking by the ocean side and he's complaining. He's a mystic and he's complaining, oh God, I have so many friends. All I have to do is ask my friend to visit me only once and they all come running down. What kind of a friend are you? I have been asking you to come to me all my life and you haven't visited me even once. And the story says, he suddenly finds a friend standing in front of him and says, what do you want? Who are you? You were just inviting me, weren't you? Ah, you are God? Yes. So what do you want? All I want is to serve you for one evening. Just come to my home. And said, okay, lead me. So he is walking up front and the friend is following. As they get closer to the city, the friend calls back and says, do your household, your wife, your people know that you are bringing a friend with you today? No, I haven't told them. Don't you think you should go and tell them that there is a stranger coming to the home today? You're right. I should check. I should look into my home first. Why don't you stand here? I'll go and check. And once I inform them, I'll come and get you. He said, fine, I'll wait here. Now look at the way the metaphor develops. Pay the attention to the story. He says, I entered my home and the very first thing I saw was anger. See what the metaphor is saying? The home he is talking about is the body. So he says, I turn my consciousness to get into myself and the first thing I encounter is the anger, the krodha. See, I very humbly request the anger, would you please leave my home just for a few moments because a stranger is coming and I need a place for him to sit. And the younger says, are you crazy? I have been your friend from the day you were born. And if I wasn't your friend, people would have robbed you absolutely penniless. And this is the reward I am getting from you. You are telling me to vacate your home? And he says his logic was so strong, I said, okay, you stay. So I turned around and found my greed. Now I am talking to my greed. Would you please vacate the home for a few moments? And the greed says, I was born with you. If I was not taking care of you, you would have died hungry. It's because of me you are alive today. And you want me to get out of this house? Is this the thank you I get from you? And he says, his argument was even stronger than the first one. He said, then I encountered my desires, then I encountered my various attachments, and say, I am still trying to vacate the house, and the friend is gone, and he is waiting. He says, when your house is empty, call me back, I am gone now. How? Is this a story of a poet or a story of every one of us? If we want to invite him, if we want him to, ape gupat pargat hai, if he wants him to get pargat, come show me yourself, shouldn't we vacate our house first so that he can come in and he can sit someplace? But we don't vacate the house and we invite a guest and his guest says, hold it, I know your condition better than you do. I know your house is not empty. I know your house is not prepared. So what you need to do? How are you? Surrender the ego first. Vacate the house. Havari Jiovari Amratanam Manavasamanya. Vacate the house from the ego, get the ego out and put the word, his word, instead. And then Amratanam Maharas Mitha Gurumati Amrata Payamanya. Then with the blessing of the Master, you will become capable, worthy of his grace. Because the biggest opponent of him coming into your heart is your ego. How man? That's the biggest, single most prominent adversary of the creative energy is man's ego. The original sin. Christianity hasn't understood what Jesus meant by we are all born sinners. I am not a sinner because Adam made a mistake. I am a sinner because I think I am different and separate from him. That's the original sin, and everybody has it, including the priest and the preachers and everybody. You can talk to any padri, they say my sermon is better than this. They actually ask you, how was the sermon today? Oh, wonderful, Father. Very, very enlightening. What do you need to? What is the necessity of asking, how was the sermon? How did you like it? Who's asking this question? It's that ego hiding behind. And if you point out, Padre, why did you ask me that question? I just wanted to know how you feel. It doesn't concern me. I'm only worried about you. They will hide behind beautiful words, beautiful language, and the reality is the ego. How may maar bajjar kapat khulaya? How may? The ego is the one. If that comes under control. Now remember, the young man was asking me the question just before we started. Is ego always bad? No. Ego becomes bad because it forgets that my existence is only for the survival of the entity. That's it. Ego is not there to control the other. That is why a politician can never be a spiritual person. Because the politics requires control of the other. All the roots of a male-female conflict is the control of the other. Think about it. You can challenge any one of these statements. And the issue is the control. And the issue is the ego. When the ego is not satisfied, the anger wakes up. If the ego is satisfied, attachment wakes up. So if you control the ego, anger and attachment are automatically controlled. You don't need to have to do anything. Control the ego. If you control the ego, greed is also automatically controlled. If you control the ego, the desires are also automatically controlled. A single driver. And only human have it. You will never find a cow telling another cow, my milk is more than yours. You will never find a tree telling another tree, I am taller than you. Only a man tells another man, I am smarter than you. I am more knowledgeable than you. Only a woman tells another woman, I am prettier than you. Right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's prettiest on the wall? You remember that. And what does the mirror say? You are. That parable has a deep meaning, how the ego plays. So what you do? If you control the ego, ha me maar bajjar kapat khulaya. Bajjar means something that is so tightly controlled. Kapat means the door. If you control the ego, you can wide open the most tightly closed doors for you. Work on the ego. Anytime the anger arises, ask yourself, where is this ego getting hurt? Why? Because the anger is not coming because of nothing. Anger is not coming because you did something. No, the anger is already in there. Nobody from outside can put anger inside you. It is absolutely a misnomer to say, well, normally I am a very quiet person, but when she does something, she makes me mad. She is not making you mad. You are actually mad by birth. She is only just shaking the water and making it a little muddy. That's all. She is just an excuse. Look at your anger and say, why is this anger? It is there because your ego is getting scraped somewhere. The ego wanted something for yourself and it was denied. When it was denied, the anger is going to rise up. Watch your own ego. Don't blame your wife or your son or your daughter or your... If you are getting angry, it is your anger only showing its face because of the ego getting knocked up. There is no other reason. हमें मार बज्र कपाट खुलाया, नाम अमोलक गुरु प्रसादी पाया. How do you control the ego? Say Naam Amolak. So get into that meditation. Attach this stubborn child called ego with one word. And let that word repeat. Let it become attached with the word rather than the anger. Bin shabde naam na paaye koi. And without the word you are not going to succeed. It has been tried over these millenniums and it hasn't happened. Follow the instruction of the master. Kirpa koi kirpa man vasavanaya. Become worthy of his grace. And becoming worthy of his grace means emptying yourself of that I. The proverbial I. Everything I am. It was very interesting for me when I came to this country about more than 40 years ago. And I happened to land a job in the front line of management. And writing a letter or a memo, it was always sent back to me because I was in the habit of writing, it is being done. And I was told, stop writing in passive voice, write in active voice. Change it, say, I am doing this. Now I always will write, it is being done. They hammered into me. You are avoiding the responsibility. It is your memo. So put down, I wrote this memo. And I said, no, the memo was written. What is this nonsense? Why don't you give it up? Sir, somebody else is sending the energy. If that energy wasn't there, I couldn't write this memo. I am only an excuse. Somebody else is writing it. Forget that Eastern mumbo jumbo. You are in an American business now. This culture reinforces your ego. And if you do not assert yourself, every review for 40 years of my business management, there was always one sure negative. He doesn't stand up and fight. And that's not a good sign of a manager. That was always a negative against me. But that was ingrained into my blood. You manage your ego. If somebody is getting out of hand, let them have it. It's their destiny. I paid the price in my career. Couldn't go much higher because that's not what American management wants. But if you are going to become a spiritualist or a mystic, learn the passive voice technique of communication. What are you doing? Relaxation is happening. What would be the normal response? I am relaxing. Is it not? What are you doing? Lunch is being eaten. I am having my lunch. See the difference? Everything is being done. The energy is coming from somewhere else. Saying that I am speaking is absolutely wrong in the eyes of the Creator. Being spoken. The words are being heard. No, I am hearing, I am listening. Here comes the I. It's a very normal question that's asked me. How do you communicate with the people? That's right. I have absolutely no problem communicating with the people. Well, you have to use I. No, not always. If you are mindful that this is reinforcing my ego and I want to put a distance between the ego and the self, you will learn the technique of communicating in passive voice rather than in active voice. And when you do that, what will happen? How may maar bajjar kapaat khulaya? The most tightly controlled door in his realm will start opening. Nama maule guru prasadi paya. You will become worthy of his grace. Bin shabde naam na paave koi. Without that, nobody can get to the ultimate state of existence. Kirpa man vasamanya. Then that word becomes part of your being. Gur gyan anjan sach netri paya. I am not sure if the ladies here can relate with that particular from the American side of it. In India, they use a black, very fine refined powder as an eyeliner. Have you seen that when you visited India? Here the eyeliners are all cosmetic manufactured. But there it is just a black powder and they take a little wire and run it not in the eye itself but on the eyelids. In our language that is called anjan. In Punjabi language it is also called surma. They beautify the eyes, make it the lashes look longer. Eyes become wider and little blacker to the fair skin, it shines out. That's considered a sign of beauty by the Eastern woman. The word anjan is used here, but what anjan? Gur Gyan. The real awareness from the master opened my eyes. Because when I was looking outside, then the whole of the world was looking like it's nothing pain and misery. And then the master showed me the other way around and said, don't look at the outside world. Look who's hidden behind the world. And suddenly the whole world became beautiful. Why? Because he is hiding in the world. Now I am finding him in the world. Earlier, my eyes are only stacked from the outside. And the master showed, don't let your eyes stop at the skin, at the dress. Let the eyes go beyond the skin. And you will find him hidden in every single being. It's all him, just wearing different clothes. Just as every human wears different clothes, every human on this earth is a cloth worn by him. Don't get stuck on the cloth. A body is nothing but a cloth. See who's hidden behind the cloth. Who told me? Gur Gyan Anjan Sach Netri Paya. The master showed me. You say, you are suffering because you are not seeing beyond the skin. Very simple problem. Now you tell me, sir, if you can look beyond my turban and beard and the pajama, can you see how I am different than you are? How would you say that you are different? Same light shines on you as it in me. What is the difference? If you don't look at my cloth, if you don't look at my face, how I am different than you? The whole problem is the eyes do not go beyond the cloth. And the master comes around, holds my hand and does what? Gur Gyan Anjan Sach Netri Paya. He opened my eyes. With what? With that awareness, with that knowledge, without that information, Gyan, awareness. He made me aware of it. That you are only suffering because you are stuck on the outer surface. Go deeper. And remember all the time, never stop on the surface. Go deeper. If you go deeper, what will happen? Antar chanan agyan andher gavaya. Then the inside lights up and the darkness off. All of this falsehood, agyan means falsehood. All the falsehood disappeared. And once the falsehood disappears, jyoti jyot mili man mane. Now, I refuse to acknowledge my difference from him. My original sin drops. What was my original sin? You are you, I am I. Now, you are you, this is you. You are you and I am you too. No difference. I am not separate. I am separate only from the surface. And I don't pay attention to surface any longer. Hence, I am not separate from you. Now I am no more a sinner. My original sin was, the day I was born, my parents called me something and I thought I was that. I got associated with that label that my parents gave me. And then the society also started repeating the same label. Right? How are you, Jenny? How are you, Jenny? And Jenny thinks I am Jenny. Because everybody is calling me Jenny. My parents are calling me Jenny. So I must be Jenny. That was my original sin. Now, I am you. You are me. I am no longer Jenny. Yes, for her I am Jenny, but not for you. She wants to call me Jenny, that's okay. That's just a label. I am not attached to the label anymore. I dropped that label. Society said I am a woman. I thought I must be a woman. Then the medical science said, yes, you are a woman because you have these parts in your body. But I am not focusing on the body any longer. I am not a woman. I am you. Why? Because the body doesn't belong to me. Body is going to stay right here. I am you because it is that you who's coming to you once I drop the body. So why would I get attached with the body? Because I am a woman or I am a man. What does it mean? It's just a temporary cloth I am wearing, and that cloth I am going to drop. When I travel toward you, this cloth is not going to accompany me, even though it came with me. All the senses come the day we are born, and every single sense leaves us the day we start the journey to the other dimension. How tragic that we are attached with that which is never going to go with us. And we collect those things which are never going to travel with us. And the only one thing that's going to travel with us, we don't collect. What is that? That's his meditation. That's his memory. That's his thoughts. They will travel with us. But everything else will remain right here. And we are so much focused on only those things which are going to be left behind. And not for a single day we think, let me collect something that can travel with me. And no, there is no university, college, school, parents, society. Nobody tells you that what you are collecting is not going to go with you. Collect something that can travel in the other dimension. Nobody tells that. Priests don't tell us, the churches, the mosques, the masjid. Nobody tells us. Only a true master will give you that message. Whatever you are collecting is going to remain here. So collect something that goes with you. What will happen? Jyoti jyot mili man manya hardar sobha pamanya. Then you become worthy of his blessing. If you collect something that travels with you. Siro palan ko bahar jaye, naam na lahe, bahut vegar dukh paye, manmukh andhe suje nahi, fir ghar aaye, gurmukh vat pamane. Shriro palan ko bahar jaye. Those who insist on going out. Shriro means from this body. Palan means to go look for. Bahar means the outside. Those who insist on staying focused on the outside, meaning the cloth, the form. Those who insist on focusing on the form, this is their destiny. Naam na lahe. They don't become worthy of his grace. Bahut vegar dukh paye. Then the suffering and misery keeps on multiplying. And anybody who thinks just because they have lot of wealth and they can buy the best health care in the universe, if they think they are not going to suffer the pains of the old age, they are sadly mistaken. Time forgives nobody. And we will all go through that process, regardless of our resources. That suffering is going to stay with us. So, there is only one thing. Start collecting something that you can take it with you. Manmukh andhe sujhe nai. The ignorant, the blind, do not pay attention to the words of the master. And then what happens? They fall in the cycle of life and death. They go, come again, go and come again. The problem with this universe is that the three major religions of this world have been saying it more than 5,000 years that there is only one life. Nobody has asked them if I have only one life. On what grounds did he choose to give me this life? Why I am not born a Prince William? You tell me. What is the foundation of giving me a male's body and her a female body? What is the foundation? Based on what is he choosing these things? If I am only going to be here once, why? They have no answer. The reality is totally opposite. We have been coming on this planet for a long time, and we have been collecting memories, experiences for a long time. Every next birth is shaped by the experiences collected in the previous life. And we will continue in this cycle till we learn to control that ego, master that ego. This is a school, this is the training ground to learn how to manage, control that ego. Every time an adversity is presented to us, it is an opportunity to learn. How do I manage my ego under these circumstances? And if you run away with your anger, with your greed, with your attachments, with your ego, with your desires, if you run with that, then come on. He's not in a hurry. Okay, you want to have fun here? Continue. Go back there again. Come back, I'll look at you again and see how much you have evolved. If you haven't evolved, go back. And the cycle will continue. That is why he chose me this way and he chose you that way, because whatever my decisions and actions in my past life was, gave me this cloth. And my next cloth will depend on that cumulative memories. That's what the message is. Manmukh ande suje nai, phir ghare aaye, gurmukh vat paavane. Come and go, come and go. So, looking at the time, we'll take a pause here. And now if there is any comment or question, the lines are still open.